Good morning, day 255, cooking down the refrigerator, freezer, and working pantry meals. So last night I put on a heavy coat and covered myself up and went out and sprayed the hornets' nests. I have one in the front and one in the back. I didn't really want to do it, but I had to. Nobody could come up on my front porch. There was a risk of the delivery people getting stung. And in the back, there was a risk of my dogs getting stung. So anyway, I had to do it. Did you know that hornets get drunk? They eat fermented fruit in the fall, the stuff that falls to the ground. And then they get drunk and they get mean. A guy that years and years ago, that we had a pear tree, and the guy told me that. I think he cut it down or something. There was a disease in the tree. But anyway, he told me that. He said, yep, in the fall they get mean and drunk. So anyway, I felt bad doing it. I hate to do things like that, but one actually stung me a couple days ago. I wasn't even doing anything, and that happened to me once before. I was pregnant with my daughter. I was talking to a friend and leaning over her car, and I had this muumuu dress on, and it flew right in the back in between me and the dress and stung me. I wasn't even bothering them. So anyway, I don't know. I have to wait and see if they're still there, because sometimes those spray things don't work too well. So I guess we'll go on to the hot water if that didn't work. But right now I don't feel like spending $100+ on an exterminator. I've had them in the past. But right now things are really, really tight. So anyway, it's going to be a beautiful 85 degrees today here. And I don't need to do much in the garden. But hopefully I'll be a little more perky today and I'll get something done. So we'll see. I don't know what's for breakfast this morning. I think I'm going to try a diet change, but I'm going to eat up what I have first. Years ago, within the past 10 years, I tried a gluten-free diet, and that didn't really do much, and it was not worth the effort because I didn't feel much better. But I'm willing to try it again. So we'll see. I have to do a little more research. I have a couple books on fibromyalgia, and everybody's different. What works for one person doesn't always work for another one. So we'll see. I'll do more research, start taking my supplements again, because I think those did help a little bit. So we'll see. All right, well, I will be back in a little bit and we'll see what's for breakfast. Just with the food I have. Good morning. Cheers. Thought I'd spend a morning chatting a little bit with you guys, and hopefully this won't turn into a huge chat, but you never know, it could. I wanted to talk a little bit about using what you have. So anybody that's been following me for a while knows I have a nail polish addiction. Every time I go in Dollar Tree or Dollar General, any place where I can get cheaper nail polish, I get nail polish. So I get some of this, let me see who makes this. I think it's LA Colors. I'm not sure. I can't read it on this bottle. Yeah, LA Colors. So when I see a color that's new or that I like, I pick up the color. Well, I haven't bought any in a while, so I had this in my stash. But I bought this color, and it's, what color is it? Oh, why do they make this writing so small? Well, I can't read it. Anyway, I'm not really specifically talking about the color. And then I had picked up this color. So I like this color. In fact, I have it on now. And this color I thought was really pretty, but it's a very transparent color. It's sort of a shimmery, you know, it doesn't give you much color. It doesn't give you this color unless you put 20 coats on. So, of course, I hate to waste. So I had this color on, and then what I did was I put this color over it, and it turns out to be the prettiest shimmery color. I don't know if you can even see that, but it's really, really pretty. It's like a pinky purple. So that's one way that I'm using up what I have is, you know, sometimes I put on a coat of polish, and then a couple days later, I usually wait until it's really nice and dry. I'll wear the one color for 2 or 3 days, and then when it's time to put another coat on, because I don't want it to chip, sometimes I'll put a transparent color over the color that I originally had. So I'll insert a picture here, and maybe you can see the difference between with and without. But anyway, that's one of the things that I'm using, that I want to use things up that I have, and I'm trying very hard. Now we're only on day 3 in September, trying very hard not to spend money. Now, at the end of August, I did buy, you know, I told you about these things, the cord wrapping things. I did buy those, and I tried some on my NutriBullet. We'll see how it holds up, if it stays, because sometimes you put that stuff on and it'll stay for a while and then it pops off. But it was nice for wrapping the cord. And then I did buy the velvet hangers. Walmart had them on sale. You got 30 of them for like $9.99. So I got 2 boxes of those. And I bought toilet paper and paper towels, because I certainly don't want to run out of those. Just 1 pack of each, and that's what I do. As I have a stash, you know, I could probably not buy toilet paper for 2-3 months, I would say, but I didn't go out and buy all that toilet paper. I bought it gradually, and now I just sort of maintain it. When I use up one bundle of it, I buy a new one, so I always have it available. Now, paper towels, I never used to use paper towels, very rarely, but since I got the dogs, I use them all the time. And I know a lot of people would say, well, just use rags and blah blah, but honestly, using rags on some of their mistakes just kind of grosses me out, even though I know you can wash the rags. I'd rather just clean it up with a paper towel and be done with it. Now for other things, you know, dusting, cleaning, whatever, I use the microfiber towels, and they do a good job. So there's certain things that I will continue to use paper towels for. And I know it's expensive, and you know, it's not as good for the environment, but I do the best I can when it comes to the environment. I always try to be mindful of Mother Nature, and don't, you know, overuse chemicals and things like that. Not that I never use them, but I try not to do that if I can avoid it. So I think it's important that we all do our part with that. You know, I mean, they've got this whole new green thing going on worldwide, and it's not going real well. from what I'm hearing and reading, the fertilizer issue in the Netherlands, and people are up in arms about a lot of this stuff. You just can't take everything away from people without them having time to adjust. And that seems to be what's happening. It's like, no, no more gasoline cars, no more this, no more that. But I think a gradual transition would work out much better than the way they're doing this worldwide. And a lot of this stuff is protocol from the World Economic Forum that they have once a year in Davos, where they get all these billionaires and CEOs and heads of this and heads of that together, and they work in tandem with the world governments to implement a lot of these plans. And even though the people in Davos have not been elected, they have a lot of clout. So that's, whatever their motivation is. You can't just do that from one day to another with a worldwide population. People are going to rise up and people are going to be upset. And I think a gradual transition would be much better. So whatever your feelings are or thoughts are on the whole situation, that's fine. We can all have different opinions, and that's good. We can have talks about it, debates about it. But from all the research that I've done, this is pretty much what's going on. So, but I feel, the reason I even bring it up is, I feel that if each one of us does our little part to try and decrease our garbage and decrease our footprint, the world would be much better off. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that, because I can only do what I can do, and you can only do what you can do. Compost your garbage. You can even do it, they have kitchen composters where you can compost your garbage. And then you can put it in your pots if you're growing things. Now, I know a lot of people in apartments can't do that, but maybe there's a little plot of land and you can have a conversation with your association or with your landlord, and maybe turn some of these areas into green spaces, whether that's, putting in a park bench or a picnic table, and as a community, maybe doing a community garden. I know that when I took my mom for her cancer treatments, the university hospitals, the cancer treating facility had this community garden outside of their facility. And I thought that was really neat. I don't know which people took care of it or planted it, but I think if a lot of these places, these corporations and things like that, had more interest in fostering that and setting up more of these spaces, I think that would be a good thing. And of course, there's always going to be people that want to participate in that, and other people that don't, and that's fine. Some people might want to go at lunchtime and tend the tomatoes, and other people, it's like, nah, I just want to eat my tomatoes. So we're all different. We need to accept that and not force each other to do things just because we think it should be a certain way. But I do think it's important that we all do our little part and use up our food, use up our commodities, use up what we have, and not generate so much garbage and trash. So anyway, Yeah, it's going to be really nice this weekend. 85. I hope it's not too humid. Maybe today I can get started on the garage. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I have a lot of cardboard out there that I want to recycle in my garden, because there's a little area that I want to make where I used to have my garden before I moved it, where I want to put my little greenhouses. So I want to put the cardboard down before I put down, I have some paver stones that I got from my mother, and I want to put those on top of the cardboard just to keep the grass and the weeds down. So we'll see how that works. But I can't get started on that until the tree guy comes and cuts down my tree. So next week I'm going to call around and see if I can get somebody else maybe to come out here and do these trees. That's another thing I hate to do. I hate to cut down trees. You know, I planted tons and tons of trees around my little property here. And I have a postage stamp size lot here. It's very, very small. And you've seen it. I mean, that's pretty much the parameter of it in the front and in the back. I planted a lot of trees in the common area because there weren't any. So they've gotten very big and very tall. But this Bradford pear, actually, you can't even plant them in Ohio anymore. They're not allowed. But I planted it years ago, and it was a really pretty tree. But twice now, big, huge branches have come down, and the tree is like half a tree, and I'm afraid it's going to do damage when it comes down. In fact, it will do damage when it comes down. So that's why I'm on such a mission to get this tree cut down. But I hate cutting down trees. I'm a tree hugger, in case you haven't figured that out yet. I hate to harm anything. I mean, a lot of times if there's a bug or a spider, I'll take it outside and release it if it's in the house. That's why I really felt bad about the hornets, but they're just mean. They're very mean, and I let them be mean for a while, but they're to the point now where they're, I don't know if it's the weather changing or what, but they're getting mean. So sometimes you gotta do things you don't want to do. So anyway, reusing, recycling, giving things away, you know, decluttering and giving things to charity rather than throwing it in the trash. I know a lot of times when I'm driving around on garbage day, I can't believe the things people put in the garbage. I mean, it's just mind-blowing to me. It's like somebody could use that. Why don't you donate it? I mean, there's even places that will come around and pick up larger items. I don't know. I guess people just get lazy and they want it gone. So, anyhow, well, that's all I have to say about that for now. And I'll be back in a little bit. All right, it's time for some lunch. So I'm going to make a grilled cheese. So I have some of this Colby Jack cheese in the fridge that I need to use up. I'm going to make some French fries, and I've got this handy dandy thing that I've had forever to make French fries. So that's going to be my lunch today because it's already 2 o'clock. So still lots to eat in the fridge, and I'm going to cook this up, and then I'll be back and show you what's for lunch today. French fries, and I coated those with this seasoning before I cooked them. It's from Shaker's IGA, salt and vinegar. ketchup and a toasted cheese sandwich. The bread I had in the freezer, the cheese I bought quite a while ago, it needs to be used up. And the potatoes need to be used up too, so this is today's lunch. Alright, I'm going to tackle this, putting at least up some of this fencing. I'm putting it on the outside of this fencing, which is basically just trellises. So once I get this put up, these poles are from my mom, I'm hammering those in the ground. So once I get this put up, I'll take this down. So I'm feeling a little more energetic today, which is good. But I've thought this way, if they ever do come and cut down this tree, I can open all this up. I can't do that with all this trellising in here because they're all connected. So this will probably take me a couple days, but I'm going to work on it a little at a time and put up my new fencing. It's got to go all the way around there. Alright, there's my project for the day. So far, this is what I've gotten done, and I'm putting the fence on the outside before I take down the fence on the inside. So here I've gotten all the way to over there, pounding in the stakes. Oh boy, I'm going to be feeling it in the morning. And of course, these stakes are way too high, so I have to get on a ladder to pound them in. So I got all that in, and now I still have to hook up between here and here. Now I put these pallets up over here, and I need to stain those the dark brown, and then I need to put more fencing of some sort along here. So all this fencing will be on the outside, and all that broken down fencing from the tree is going to come down, and I can only pray that this tree isn't going to come this way, but it probably will. So I may be doing a lot of work for nothing, but at least I feel like I'm accomplishing something. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. My garden is exploding. I wanted to get the grapevines on the inside of the fencing. Right now they're on the outside. So, well, we'll see what happens. Tomorrow is another day. I'm going to stop for today. Okay, so there's my garden project. Hey, I just came in from my project. I'm a mess. I need to get in the shower. I'm not even hungry for dinner. I'm just very thirsty. So I think I'm just going to have some maybe cheese and crackers, or peanut butter and jelly and crackers. Something very simple. I don't feel like cooking anything. Or I could just heat up my tuna casserole. I forgot I have that. So I might just have that. I don't know. Right now I'm not hungry. So anyway, that was my day today. I got most of the fencing put up, which was no easy task because those poles are very tall. Ryan did a couple of them for me, and I still have to finish some of the fencing. So that's a guarantee that the tree will either fall down or maybe they'll show up. I don't know. I had to do something. Alright, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I need to get in the shower and in my chair and just chill a little bit. All right, I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.